I saw what he was doing, and everything was in. He basically lit the challenge up, and a lot of what we have today is because of him. So another big round of applause for Mr. Capacetti.
Yeah.
You guys really excited to be here. My name is Freddy Melero from Miami, Florida. Born and raised Cuban parents. So if you're trying to wonder where that funny English is from, that's what's from. No relation to Ricky Ricardo, so don't confuse me. No. Nothing, been in direct sales for over 16 years. When I found ViSalus, I was probably at the worst point of my life. I can tell you, the down economy of 2008 took a beating on us, and for 2 years we were in survival mode. Literally, we had 4 months at the end of the money. The paparazzi started calling us, knocking on our doors. Not because we were famous, they wanted our money, right? The bill collectors. Repo Man, we found out real quick, was not just a TV show. They come and get your car and pay them. So we went through what most people have gone through or going through in this economy right now. And I can tell you, I don't wish it upon my worst enemy. It was one of the most challenging times of my life. And I share that with you because when I saw ViSalus, I was attracted to everything. Number one, I was definitely up for the challenge. I've always been in shape, I've always eaten right. And as a result of the down economy, I neglected my health. So when I saw the video, when I saw what this was about, I was like, perfect excuse to get back in shape. I mean, how many people saw that video the first time and now you're like, I'm up for that challenge. And nothing, I had the chance to meet Nick and Ashley, and when I was ready to get going, I told them I'm hungry. I'm dying. I'm sick and tired of the situation. Enough is enough. I said, when Nick asked me, what do you want to do? I go, I want to get as far away from road as possible. And, so I came with a desire, I came with a teachability, even though I've been in direct sales for a while. Obviously, I wasn't successful at the time, and, here was Nick with a proven model. I helped out a lot of people, and I was like, well, show me what it is. And what I'm going to share with you today is what I learned 40 months ago, obviously an updated version. But guys, I've been running this play over and over and over again. I run it with urgency. I firmly believe that, human beings, there's a thing called the law of diminishing intent. And that states that, if you don't get someone going, all of a sudden they lose interest, right? All of a sudden, like Jim Rohn says, without a sense of urgency, desire loses its value. Okay? So, I learned that real quick, and guys, I just went to work. I mean, our first week, we qualified for regional director. I can tell you it wasn't easy. I must have called over 200 people. I did what most people never do personally. Or if they do it, it takes 6 months or a year before they call 200 people personally. I did it in 1 week because of the pure desire to get as far away from road. The hunger, the desire to get my family out of the situation I put them in was a lot greater than anything I was going to have to overcome, right? And so I share that with you because, we did that. An event like this in that first month helped us raise 7 people to regional director. And 40 months later, over 1,000 people on our team were qualified for a BMW. And dozens of 6 and multiple 6-figure earners. And all I share that with you for is not to impress you, but to impress upon you, this is what we do. There's a certain way we're doing it. Now it's so much better, it's so much funner. I mean, who loves this whole challenge message?
Yeah.
It's exciting, right? It's exciting. It's just an icebreaker. People are like, what is that, right? And, like I was saying, sometimes people, I speak fast or I'm excited. People are like, I don't know what that guy's on, but I want some of that. That's kind of what we bring to the table with this whole challenge message, right? Because people just see a video, they see some excitement, some smile, some big teeth, and they're like, I don't know what it is, but it sounds like fun, I want to be a part of that, right? And so, anyhow, let's get started. As soon as somebody gets started, the most important thing you can do is go through GST. What's the most important thing?
GST.
What's the most important thing? GST. That's the most important thing. As soon as someone signs up, I don't care if you sign them up on Facebook. I don't care if they sign up via text. I don't care if you sign up, they've got to go through getting started training. It is the most important thing you do. Guys, as leaders, and you guys are, the only way you can take this business to the next level is taking ownership of your business, right? We're all the CEOs of our own business. And if you didn't know, I'm going to know it to you. CEOs of your own business. Right? It's your business. If you want it to grow, if you want to go to that next level, if you want to hit ambassador, if you want to go through all the ranks that you heard Jason O'Toole go through, if you want to hit all that, guys, you got to take ownership of your business. The good news is it's a very simple system. We've eliminated a lot of the stuff that if you've ever done direct sales, it's a challenge because you gotta study all this and all these lines, and we've simplified, network marketing basically. We simplified the messaging. And all of a sudden, that's why we've had so many success stories. So the most important thing you can do, guys, is sit down with somebody and go through this getting started training right away, okay? Now, some people tell me, well, what if I do it the next day or whatever? Obviously, law of diminishing intent plays a big part. So if you're not doing it with someone, chances are you might not ever do it with them. And number two, the duplication factor. You see, if you want your team to grow, people are going to do what you do, not what you say. Anybody agree with that?
Yes.
Not convinced. Okay. Get your thumb and your finger. Everybody get your right hand, put it up in the air. Thumb and finger, put it on your forehead. Bring it down to your cheek. That's not your cheek. People do what you do, not what you say. All the time, guys. All the time. So understand that everything you do, good and bad, people are watching. You can't bring somebody in a certain way and expect them to do something different. So the Getting Started training, guys, is the first thing. People are going to emulate every single thing you do. And so when you watch the Getting Started training with someone, first thing, now we pause the video through the whole thing, but I firmly believe if you're going to promote the challenge, you're going to be on a challenge. You can't promote the challenge if you yourself are not on a challenge. So what is that goal for you? Is it to lose weight? Is it to gain muscle? Is it to, whatever it may be? There's so many things it could be, but what is your goal? Because when people ask you, what are you going to say? What's your goal? Number two, we know the purpose of the Getting Started training, and one of the reasons for urgency as well, is that we want somebody to qualify for the pool and for Rising Star Director in how many days? How many days? How many days? So obviously, if you don't get it going right away, time's ticking, right? You got to get it done right away. So, 3 for free pool is one of the things we want to accomplish, and Rising Star is a big deal now, because obviously, it's always been a big deal. You want to qualify for the pool, get the recognition, but now it unlocks the Lifetime Challenge bonus. Now, how many truly understand what the Lifetime Challenge bonus is? Let me explain this to you. What we're building here, at the end of the day, if you were to look at 10,000 foot view, we're building a volunteer army, right? And at the end of the day, we're building a massive base of customers. You guys with me? Massive base of customers. That's basically what we're doing, which will pay us a residual income. This is a matching bonus component on everybody you personally enroll and you help advance and get what they want. It's a match on their check for all the customers they get. If you're not getting paid on this, down the line, it's going to be a significant part of your check. So guys, you need to know that, and you need to share the importance of this, because a lot of people might not know what it is. And it's a big deal. I know Jason was explaining that, guys. It's a big deal. The Lifetime Challenge bonus, guys, down the line, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, as you have a big base, you guys will smile and go, oh, that's what Freddy said. Say it all together. Oh, that's what Freddy. It's going to be huge, okay? So you want to get that done right away. Everybody's got 30 days. And by the way, if somebody's not a Rising Star Director yet, and you've been with the company, we have till Monday to backdate orders, guys. Get it done. There's plenty of time. Pick up that phone and get it done. Now, if you guys have noticed, this year, when we came out with the Bodybuilding, with the Project 10 Challenge, we added a couple things. The reality is nowadays, a lot of people have phones like this one, right? Smartphones. A couple years ago, that was not the case. People ask me, well, why? Well, they have inquiring minds, right? They want to know what's going on in the world, right? So people have smartphones, people text people before they have a conversation with someone to let them know what's going on. The reality is a lot more, people are more ADD than they've ever been. And so this came out as a number one, a way to connect with people the way most people are connecting now, right? And number two, let's be realistic. When somebody signs up, we live in a negative world. When somebody signs up and they get in their car, after they signed up, what do you think is going through their mind? Oh my God, what did I do? I can't believe this. Oh my God, what's my wife's going to say? Or my husband is going to kill me. These are things that, has anybody ever done this? Only me? So this is reality, right? And so if we could get them into action, communicating with people right away before they leave, while they're thinking like that, if they get a text that says, hey, I want to do this, or if something, do you think they feel better or worse? Better. Are they more excited or nah? They're excited, right? They get home and their significant other says, you did what? Are you kidding me? They can go, yeah, but look, there's might be people interested, right? Things change, right? And so you're able to be proactive instead of reactive. Now, who's already recorded their videos for Project 10? Awesome.
Good job.
This is what I want to do. I want to record a fun one here. And really because, I want you guys to understand, number one, this is something that's very simple. This video shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 seconds. And I'll tell you, I challenge everybody, you can't record this video because everybody thinks it's funny, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And that's the biggest selling piece of it. Because when people see it, they're like, what are you doing? You know, it's like, it breaks the ice. It creates curiosity. You guys with me?
Yeah.
So obviously when somebody gets started, the first thing you want to do, you want to stop that video after it plays that part, and you want to go to this part and say, challenge accepted. I just got challenged to lose 10 pounds on the Project 10 challenge, now I challenge you. Is that me? So, you know, who's been doing getting started trainings and recorded these videos with folks, right? It's funny, I did an event in Vegas 2 nights ago, and you know, I've been doing several since we started the whole thing, in small groups and bigger groups, and every time I get to this point, and I'm saying this because when you guys do this, you might feel a little awkward, like having people do it. I swear, as soon as I tell people, okay, this is what you're going to say, I say it 3 times, and I do it, everybody looks at me like, wait, cross eyes. Are you serious? And then 3 or 5 seconds later, everybody starts recording, and they can't shut them up, like 2 minutes later, okay, we're over, everybody's cracking up. Guys, this is something that was, I mean, it's just unbelievable, the energy it creates. It gets people engaged, right? And obviously when they get it out and people respond, it's great. So this is what I want to do, real quick. I want you guys to turn, everybody has one of these phones, lift them up in the air. Turn to your neighbor, and I want you guys to record your neighbor and vice versa. And then you guys can share the video with each other. But this is what you're going to say. Challenge accepted. I just got challenged by Freddy to lose my first 10 pounds on Project 10. Now I'm challenging you. Okay? So ready, set, put a little music, let's go.
Can I see right there? Yeah. Again? Thanks, man.
Can I do this? So I do that on your phone? Yeah.
Guys, this is a movement. This is a movement what we're doing here. Changing lives and everything. Freddy! Woo! Challenge! Woo!
I challenge you.
20 more seconds. How come you guys can't stop smiling when you're recording this video? I just don't understand. Awesome. Okay, so we'll be plenty of time to do this later. But you guys, look around, guys. Look around how everybody's engaged. Everybody's smiling. Yeah, look at it. Look around how everybody's smiling. You get it? You get it? When people do this, they're engaged, they're excited, they're into it, right? And obviously when people see it, you know, I know, you know, this is not sales, but sales is a church with enthusiasm, right? When people see that energy, they're like, I don't know what that person has, I want some of that. And that's what this does.
Challenge
So guys, let's move on. Project 10. You guys can hear me clap once? Can you hear me clap twice? Can you do it 3 times? Woo. Okay, so obviously if somebody wants to record a Project 10 video, which we had to suggest, get out the scale, okay? Get out the scale, get it out, and obviously get that there. Number 2, go public. Number 2, go public. Second thing you're going to do now is you're going to text your friends and go on social media. Go on Facebook, go on Instagram if you have it, and this is what you want to say. I was just challenged to lose 10 pounds with Project 10, watch my video, and then go to this website. Now the reason we put this website, results.fry.com, is because not everybody that's going through getting started training has maybe signed it, maybe they have a paper application, and haven't been entered because there's a lot of people, and for the sake of time, we're going to be entering orders for 2 hours before you train them and lost them, and people passed out and left and whatever. So what do? We give them this site so that friends start looking at before and afters. You guys with me? So Facebook and text it. This is something that people can do right away. Quick. And if you're sitting down with them, I'd encourage you to get them to do it right then and there. As soon as they go public on Facebook, they're going to start getting comments. Right? They're going to start getting comments. If somebody's more high touch, and they're like, Freddy, you know, I have one of these flip phones, Motorola flip phones, or the brick, I don't have this camera capability or any of the social media stuff. Well guys, this is the person who's probably going to call some people, or probably going to text them. My suggestion is do all 4, right? I mean, you know, message on Facebook, text, over the phone, and get in person, right? So 25 people, the first 25 is what we're going to go after. Your list, guys, you want to make that list big. You know, when I got started, I'll tell you, I made a list of well over 200 people. I literally got my cell phone, and I just started writing down everybody. I just said, you know, everybody's going to hear about this. And my mindset was, I'm not going to convince anyone. I'm just going to share the challenge with them to see if it's the right timing in their life. And if it is, great. And if it's not, I'm going to ask them for a referral. Right now, what we do is obviously challenge people, but it's the same thing. We're sharing something, right? We're sharing something with them. So, you know, when people tell me, well, Freddie, I don't have, you know, I've only got like 20 people I can talk to. And I'm like, okay, I give you $15 per name, how many would you come out with? And they're like, oh, probably 30 or 40 more. I'm like, well, start writing. It's worth, you know, this could be worth more than $15, right? Don't prejudge anyone. Guys, I can tell you, I'm guilty of prejudging. You know, even though I blasted, there were some people that I was just chicken. And you know, one of the worst things that can happen in the world, one of the worst, is you come to a meeting, you're sitting down, you look to the right, and your friend Andre is to the right, and you go, what are you doing here? And Andre is somebody you went to school with, somebody you've done business with, you played sports, he's a great guy. You were going to call him when you lost weight, when you got the BMW, when you got the big check, and you hadn't called him yet because you weren't ready. You had to have a better story before you called him. Yet you're sitting down at that meeting and you look to the right, and Andre's there. How do you feel? Are you excited? I don't know about you, but I started the whole red stuff in the neck, and you know, something might come out of my nose, right? From the stress, right? Anybody agree? Has this happened to anybody yet? Am I the only one that's happened to a couple times? That's it? Wow. Only you? Only 2 people? Come on, raise those hands. So you sit down, and what's going through your mind? Man, I should. Right? So they get to the part of the business testimonials, and he gets recognized as one of the newest BMWs or national directors, and here you are in your mind thinking, nobody wants to do this, oh my God, you know, it's like, I think I got in too late, or whatever. And here he is, he just got started. You ask him, so how did he get in? He's like, so-and-so, I just got in and called me, and I thought it was a great idea. And you're like, I mean, add insult to injury, right? And you're like, so all of a sudden, you're sitting down and they call up those top people to share their story, and he gets somebody goes, man, you should have called me. You're like, I mean, think about this, guys. It happens all the time. Again, who's this happening to? Guys, call everybody. You know, I think that sometimes we make this so much about us, and guys, don't prejudge. You never know what people are going through. You never know, I mean, there's a lot of people out there praying for a solution from a health and financial perspective, that if they saw this, people that we know, they go bonkers, but we're prejudging. Because you never know. Timing and circumstances changes for everyone. I can tell you when the real estate market went down, a lot of my friends were too cool and, you know, 7 or 8 figure earners because they got the boom really well. All of a sudden, you know, because, you know, they spent all that money or whatever, they were working a $30,000, $40,000 a year job, which, you know, is fine, but not that fine when you're up there and have to go down. And these were guys that were struggling. But a lot of people didn't talk to them, or, you know, I didn't talk to certain people that I thought, nah, he's too cool. He would never do this. Yet in his mind, he was hoping and praying that somebody like me would share that, right? So you guys get this? Our job is to share with everybody, guys. And right now, we're just challenging everyone. Recruit up. You know, I've always been told, Freddie, you know, on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, put yourself as a 5. Who do you consider an 8, 9, and 10? Call them first. Because if somebody of influence happens to come, you know, they've built the relationships, they're gonna, and if they get gung-ho about this, they're gonna run. That allows you to focus somewhere else, right? Because they're the leader type, they got going. It's exciting, right? So recruit up, start off with those people, and always be adding people to your list. You know, you know, this business, it's all conversation what we do, right? I mean, we challenge people, but let's face it, who do people do business with? People they know, they like, and they trust, and people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So get to know someone, guys. Connect with people. Ask them, you know, where are you from? What do you do? Wow, how long have you been doing that? What attracted you to that? Have you ever thought about doing it? Just get to know people, guys. Get them talking, and you get that going. You know, right now what's exciting is, you know, what we're doing now. You know, we've always shared the message, but now we're challenging people. And before it was like, have you heard about the challenge, which was like a noun. Now it's like, challenge! I challenge you. It's different, right? It's kind of like, you know when a company has arrived or a message is strong, FedEx, for example. You know, think about this. You don't send a package, you FedEx it, right? Think about that. So what we've done right now is we moved the message from a noun to a verb. And basically, guys, all we do right now is we challenge people. We challenge our friends, our spouse, our neighbors, our co-workers, our groups of people. We challenge everyone. I mean, the stories right now is I challenged 3 people, I got my car for free. I challenged 20, 30 people, got my car. I challenged X amount of people and helped, that's the story now. And just think about it. It's totally different than everybody else's story. You guys with me?
Right.
So it's fun, it's exciting. Third step is a challenge party. You can't help somebody hit Rising Star in 3 for free within 7 days. They don't book their party within 7 days. I tend to nowadays have them book 2 parties. Have them book a party like in 3 days and another one in 7. I want to make sure they hit Rising Star in 7 days. Whatever it takes, right? So book the party right then and there. As soon as you sit down, remember, all this that I'm covering right now, we're doing as the video is playing, as we pause, and we make sure we get done, right? We record the video, we get the goals, we set the game, we may help make the list, and we schedule a challenge party right away. If you don't do it, guys, it never gets done. Never. Something happens, people just get lost. It's not ViSalus. It's people, right? People get caught up in life, and things happen, and maybe next week, or that ever happens to anybody here? Just me? So, the challenge party, guys, it's funny, has anybody ever had people tell them, well, I've got to go to a challenge party so I know, so I can see what it's like, right? Can you invite me to I don't want to do one so I see one. Have you guys ever had that? Do you guys want to know what the answer is to that? Like when we tell people, like if you want to describe it and make it simple? No? Okay, next time.
Yeah.
So bottom line, what is a challenge party? It's like inviting friends to watch a movie. Right? Anybody invited friends over to watch a movie on a Friday night? At your house? So number 1, it's at your house. Number 2, when somebody comes in, you're probably going to have some music in the background. Whatever is relative to you and your friends. Typically, if it's a good group, you're going to have something high energy. Here, let's have some high energy. Number 2, you're probably going to have them a beverage. Right? Something to drink. And number 3, when you're ready to watch the movie, what do?
Press play.
Press play. You guys with me? So what's a challenge party? People come in, there's music, you hand them some shakes, some crunch. When you're ready to watch the presentation, what do?
Press play.
Press play. That's a challenge party. Only other thing I'd add, obviously having the documents and all that stuff, is try to get somebody from your support team in there to close it out. Whether it's a phone call, nowadays Skype. Skype is huge, guys. It's free. If you have a smartphone or a computer, you can basically put the app, you can get Skype on the computer or the smartphone, and people can actually not only hear but see that person speaking. And the best part about it is that if the people in the crowd have a question, it can be answered too. So it's like if that person was there. And as your teams grow, maybe sometimes you need to be in like 5 houses at the same time. This is how you do it. So, you can put your voice in there and still connect with your friends. So that's awesome. Make sure you have the documents. All the documents and everything's at party.vi.com. Make sure you're using the right documents. I went to a party the other day and they had the documents of like 3 or 4 generations before. I was like, wow, I forgot we had 4 kids. Make sure people have the newest DVD. The new DVD is awesome. I mean, who loves that new DVD? 10 minutes and 10 minutes? I mean, the other day we were doing a challenge where I'm like, man, this is fast. I was used to the video being a lot longer, and all of a sudden it just flew by a lot quicker. I'm like, did we start on time? What did we do? So, party.party.com. Follow invite. So we're going to call these people, pre-party. I can tell you one other thing. As soon as people get started, you might not be able to call those people right away, but within the next 48 hours, you got to do that follow-up, and you got to reach out to those people. You've got to reach out to people. Guys, this has got to be done now. When people get started, this is what they're thinking. Wow, why did I do this? Oh my God, I'm never going to be successful. Our job is to help them become successful. Our job is to help them qualify for that car. Our job is to help them hit Rising Star by running this play. You with me? Yes or yes?
Yes.
So, if you send out the video, if you text it, pick up that phone. You definitely have to pick up the phone and say, hey, do you see my video or website or my challenge? If they say yes, well, really, you need to check this out. Invite them to your party. I'm having a party Thursday at my house at 7 o'clock. If no, resend the video, have them go to the website. If they don't make the party, guys, take the party to them, right? Meet up with them, show them the videos. If they're out of town, send them to a local party, right? have a watch overview. I tend to have a watch overview.vi.com, and then I get on a three-way call with somebody in the team. I'll tell you, when you're talking to people on the phone, move around. There's something about when you're moving, all of a sudden the juices start flowing, you're excited. I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've done like back and forth like 30 times. You guys wonder on fire, but I'm moving. Motion creates emotion. So the same thing on the phone, people pick that up, all of a sudden they're like, I don't know what they're talking, but they're excited, right? I want some of that. Have confidence, know that, obviously if you're on the challenge, you're excited about stories, a story that you personally have, that somebody in your team personally has, right? The objection, basically, I don't know about that. I'll tell you, I'm big into the next thing you're going to see here, which is three ways. When I share the challenge with someone, and somebody asks a question, I'm really good at saying, man, that's a great question, let's find out. And I get people on three-way calls with somebody in the support team. And, it may not necessarily be somebody in your upline, make an action for my upline, because it can be challenging at times. You definitely want to do it with somebody else that's not you. People need to hear from somebody else that's not you. So what are those people? Somebody in your team that you guys make time. Maybe it's even someone from Crossline, right? But somebody else that's not you that can validate the message, that has a story, right? And obviously is another voice that people hear from. It's just like events. You guys come here and you hear from different people from different backgrounds, right? And you say, wow, those guys can do it, I can do it, right? Yep. So same thing here. On top of that, I'll tell you what's big about the three-way call, and one of the reasons, I'm a big fan of it, is that everybody can do the three-way call. If I bring someone in, and I don't know the answers to the question, but I can put someone on the phone with somebody that does, that new person's thinking, wow, I don't really need to know much. I just need to be able to get somebody else on the phone to answer it. Because that's what they just did with me. Remember? People do. Alright, cool. So, the last thing is the events. We obviously have an event cycle that goes from the local area to the regional. This is the regional. Then we've got the national. We've got weekly corporate conference calls. Monday night's a vision call. That's really more business-minded on what's going on in your stories of how to build a business. We recognize Project 10 there as well. And then on Thursday nights is a challenge trainer call where we educate people on the product, on the challenge, more product training, more product stories. The byline, anybody a byliner here? Yeah, I've always used sizzle calls, if you will, as my first introduction, and I'm a byline. I mean, everybody that I talk to, I just say, you got a few minutes, I will listen to the call. This is being updated, by the way, now with Project 10, both in English and Spanish, so you guys will see that very shortly. But guys, let people know what the next event is when somebody signs up. If it's a local event, if it's a group challenge party, if it's a local success training, if it's a regional success training, or if it's the national success training. Our national success training is coming up now. I think.
Nope.
Liquor. No click. You know what's going to happen now? It's going to change that 20 slides. There we go. Our national, and I think that price is incorrect. Our national success training is coming up March 14th through the 15th. It's a Friday, Saturday event. It's a little different than what it's been in the past. And guys, I'll tell you, 40 months ago when I got started, we're in the worst situation of our life. I can tell you, the first week, I must have made close to $3,000. Who would be excited the first week making $3,000? Yeah. However, because of the situation we're in financially, that thing went. And bottom line, I mean, my business account was negative $1,500. My personal account was over $1,000. So I mean, when that went in, it went out, right? It was like gone. And I remember sitting down with Nick and saying, man, how can I get this going? How can I build my business? How can I take it to that next level? And he said, Freddie, the only way you can get, the buy-in and get more people going is events. People need to hear from other people. Events, empower and inspire in the trainings, obviously, the education, but really the stories of people seeing other people that, just like them, that they can identify themselves with, whether it's similar backgrounds, similar situations, that overcame something and made it happen. And he said, at the end of the day, it builds that belief, that passion and conviction. And let's face it, guys, if you don't believe in something, or don't believe in it yet, the actions you take, right, will obviously reflect certain results that probably are not the ideal ones, right? I mean, if I'm talking to you and I don't believe, you feel some energy, you're probably like, oh, okay, just call me later, keep in the loop or whatever. If somebody's gonna feel your energy because you're excited, you're passionate, you're looking in their eyes, because you believe in what you have, chances are that they might not take you serious, right? But if all of a sudden you believe not only that the products work, that the opportunity can change your life, but more importantly, you can pay it forward, you probably speak totally different and do totally different things that you would have if you didn't believe, and therefore get results you normally wouldn't get. You guys with me?
Yep.
Who came here today and wishes they had more people today? Don't say that, come Louisville.
Hello.
This event, guys, this event's our mega event, and I can tell you 4 big tips that have really exploded my business. And I'll tell you, events have been a critical part of our team's explosion, of our duplication, for the reasons I just shared. But there's 4 things that Nick told me, listen, if you really want to blow this up, you gotta follow these 4 things. You guys want to know what it is? No? Okay, that's it. You guys want to know what it is?
Yeah.
We're about 2 million in earnings and about 40 people want to know what it is? I'll tell you, events have literally blown up our business. And I personally try to have a couple of personal prospects there at every event, and I do the same thing with my team. I'm looking for new people. But number 1, never miss an event. You gotta be there. You gotta be there. You never know that 1 million that you hear, that 1 tip, when you're not even expecting it, that makes a dramatic difference. One idea can dramatically change your business. Number 2, you gotta load it up. Get as many people there as possible. Many new people. Number 3, if you're able to rank events, get on that stage so your team sees you and says, if he can do it, that's my leader, she's my leader, I can do it. And that's regional director, that's national director, that's president, whatever that is. And even more important than that, get as many people on the stage as possible. Now, how do you do that? Guys, you run this play. From now to Louisville, not only do you want to register, but you want to do as many challenge parties as possible. Urgent, massive action, guys. Urgency, 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 urgency. Somebody gets started. Remember, most people have an employee mindset. They're used to being told what the next step is. And I'm not saying this in a negative thing with anybody that has a job. I'm just saying people are used to being told when they go to work, when they go to lunch, when they go home, what they wear, when they go on vacation, when, you guys with me?
Yep.
So when somebody gets started, it's not that you have to be their boss, it's they want to know what the next step is and when. Okay, so I have to do a challenge part? When? Now, whatever you want. No, we gotta do it within 7 days.
Now.
Today's Saturday, that's Tuesday. Tuesday, 7 o'clock, let's do it. You've got to direct people, guys. And then once somebody gets that challenge party and they're successful and some people sign up, you've got to do it again. And break up those 3 or 4, there's 3 or 4 other challenge parties. Guys, our play 3 for free stars and cars. That's all we do. And in closing to the time that we have left, I'll tell you, people ask me what drives you, what moves you. I can tell you, obviously, when I got started, it was to get as far away from the book as possible. For me now, it's who's going to empower and inspire my story? Because, guys, that book, a lot of self-limiting beliefs, a lot of doubt. It was really a defining moment that I had where I just said, I was disgusted with life and I said, enough is enough. And guys, I'll tell you, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. All that matters is where you decided you're going.
Amen.
Let go of that story. That story you have in your mind, that story you keep telling other people and yourself of why you can't do that. Drop it, guys. Drop it. To be successful here, guys, obviously this is not about you, it's about other people. It's about helping other people get what they want. It's about leaving people better off than when we found them. But guys, our process, our mission, our method of operation is to challenge people, and in the process, sift and sort to find the ones who see it now. If they don't see it, so to be successful, guys, all you gotta do is focus on where you want to go and be consistent. Focus on where you want to go and be consistent. Guys, people will come and go. You'll hear this, you'll hear that. It doesn't matter. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do in spite of it. If you know where you're going and you know what you gotta do, and you do it and do it and do it and do it, guys, you'll get there. I'm living proof that if your intentions are good, your heart's in the right place, you mean to leave people better off than when you found them, and you keep on going, even if you don't know the right people will always fall into place. Call it divine intervention, call it whatever you want. Guys, it's happening, it's happening, it's happening, and it can happen for you guys. Let go of whatever makes you stop, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys all in Louisville. God bless. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage, top ambassadors, Taylor Jewell and T.